Good afternoon, guys. I am back again. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the carb cycle thing that I am doing this week. If you are interested in that, please keep watching. So what I'm going to start with is kind of explaining to you what carb cycling even is. A lot of you don't know what it is and have never heard of it before. So what it is you are going to do high carb, low carb on alternating days. So if you start on Monday, you're going to do a high carb day on Monday, low carb on Tuesday, high carb on Wednesday, low carb on Thursday, high carb on Friday, low carb on Saturday. I am starting out today on a Saturday. So I'm going to do high carb today, low carb tomorrow, high carb Monday, low carb Tuesday, high carb Wednesday, low carb Thursday, and I'm also going to do a low carb on Friday because I don't want to do high carb the day before weigh-in. So I'm going to do it a little bit different and do 2 low carb days instead of another high carb day. And then I'm going to do Saturday and Sunday as high carb. So I'll make up for that because you're supposed to have so many high carb and so many low carb. So just switching those 2 days around, I will be fine with that. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to try it this week and see how it works out for me. See if I even get any losses out of this, but we will see. I'm going to turn you around here, show you some things in my book that I had highlighted from years ago, kind of explain a little bit of the do's and don'ts of this carb cycling deal. Okay, so the first thing it says to do is clean out. So you're going to take things like candy, chips, chocolate, white breads, cookies, crackers. He recommends Ezekiel bread or a whole grain type of bread. Fried foods are gone, frozen meals, hard alcohol, juice, ice cream, soda, wine. Also remove all foods containing the following ingredients: brown sugar, corn syrup, honey, hydrogenated oils, maple syrup, raw sugar, white flour, white rice, and white sugar. So he does say that you will be allowed to eat your favorite foods, but keeping them at home isn't a good idea. And I totally agree with that because I fail every time I keep my stuff at home. So when you eat them, do it outside of the home and don't take them home. So fill your house with very good choices. And next, I'm going to take you to what is an okay food list. And let me find it here quick. Here is some of the approved items that he has, and you can get this on chrispowell.com. This is where I printed this off at. So if you guys are interested in this, go ahead to his website. I believe it's free. And then just print this list off, and then that way you have it. And it shows you here the portion sizes, the palm size portion, fist size portion here for the smart carbs, smart vegetables, 2 fist sizes, and smart fats are a thumb size. And you guys probably already knew all of that, but these are some of the go-to okayed foods. Something I definitely agree with is if you find it difficult to taste the natural flavors of these foods at first, know that it is only temporary. And that is so true. If you guys are used to heavy sweeteners or things like that, it takes a while to get used to not having the sweeteners in them, but it does happen. It definitely happens. So keep that in mind. This is the master grocery list that he has available. This is the protein. So there's lots of different proteins there. And I'll take a picture of this and put it on my Facebook group as well, so you guys have it there. Carbohydrates. These are the approved carbohydrates that you should be eating. And like I said, I will take pictures of all of this. And then we have vegetables. We have fats. Drinks, and he does have flavorings listed as well. Lots of the spices. Sweeteners are stevia and xylitol. And then I have some things dog-eared here, and so it says, how do you eat on a high carb day? And it says choose at least 1 protein and 1 carbohydrate for every meal. You're going to have 5 meals a day. And this is, if you want fast results, this is absolutely mandatory. And then down here on a low carb day, it says protein is absolutely mandatory at each meal along with vegetables and fats. So you're going to do each breakfast just like the high carb day. Breakfast with combination of protein and carbs. But for the rest of the day, leave carbs out completely at every meal. So no carbs after breakfast. And he gives you meal plans. I have all of my meal plans all printed off here, and you guys will be able to follow me along, and I will show you some of those meal plans. So now let's go on to the next thing that I found important to add. So here is the 7-day carb cycle guideline. So you're going to eat high carb and low carb meals on alternate days. You're going to eat 5 meals every day. Choose from the list of approved foods, which I just showed you and which I will share on my Facebook group as well. Measure the right portion sizes for you. On low carb days, now this is, if you are like a very large person, 300 pounds or more, you're going to want to eat about the same as a man. So keep it at 1,500 to 2,000 calories instead of going down. You don't want to go down to 1,200 calories if you're 300 pounds. So keep that in mind. And on low carb days, eat high carb breakfast that combines one portion of protein and one portion of carb. Cut carbs completely from the rest of your meals, and this includes one portion each of protein and fats. Eat as many vegetables as you can. On high carb days, at all 5 of your daily meals, include one portion of carb and one portion of protein. Vegetables are highly recommended. Eat within 30 minutes of waking and every 3 hours thereafter. Drink a gallon of water a day. That's where I always got my gallon of water a day idea. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is, okay, so here's the quick start guide. This is chapter 10. I am not even going to, they have a regular exercise thing in here too. I'm not even going to do that, guys, because I don't feel deep inside that the exercise portion of this is nearly as important as the eating part of it. Now, I do agree that you should get up and walk at least a little bit every hour. Definitely do that, and maybe get a mile or two in all at the same time. That I totally agree with because it helps your heart too. So let's fuel up. So you're going to buy this week's worth of groceries of the approved food list. It's in chapter 9, which I did just show you. Find your portion based on your current weight. See the master portion list on chapter 15. Select from the recipes provided in chapter 15, which I printed off here. That's those ones. Or create your own meals based on your proper portions. Prepare a week's worth of ingredients for the recipes that you've chosen, and you should make enough food for 5 meals a day on each of your 4 high carb days and 3 low carb days. These are the high carb days. You're going to have 4 of the high carb days. Daily number type of meals, 5 high carb meals. On your low carb days, you're going to have 3 days, 1 high carb breakfast plus 4 carb meals, plus 4 low carb meals. So you're going to follow the 7-day cycle schedule. Eat high carb day on one day and low carb on the next, alternating throughout the week. If you like, take a day off on Sunday to eat whatever you want. And we did that. We took Sundays off and we still had great results from that. And this is just an example of how you would set up your day. Eat 30 minutes eat within 30 minutes of waking and every 3 hours thereafter for 5 meals a day. I usually want to get done about 5 p.m. and just do the intermittent fasting until 9 o'clock. So with the waking up within 30 minutes, I don't even think I did that, but maybe I should start doing that. And then it says choose your reward and drink a gallon of water every day. That's 128 ounces or a little more than 10, 12 ounce glasses a day. Do your shapers, which I never did this, and I don't think, I wouldn't put priority on that at all. It says do your shredders, which that's another exercise thing. Weigh in on Saturdays. Hey, that's what I do. Relax on Sundays. Now this I found very helpful because I wanted to stick to 1,200 to 1,400 calories. This really helped me out in figuring out how much of each item that I could get for 100 calories, because you know that 12 of these things equal 1,200 calories. So I would just do like 12 of these things within the guidelines listed, high carb or low carb. And he did say on high carb days, make sure your fat is very low And on low carb days, make sure your fats are very high. And he does say not to go over a certain amount of fat, and I will see if I can find that information somewhere, but I wanted to show you the 100 calorie. And like, I will also post a picture of this on my Facebook group too. There's several different 3 pages worth of 100 calorie ideas and approved foods. So I will post that all on my Facebook group. And then here it just says building a meal. And each of your dishes in the recipe section represents a properly portioned meal. If you're creating your own recipe, it's especially important to refer to the hand portion, which is that, or the 100 calorie portion chart to determine how much of each ingredient you can use to build each meal. When you invent your own dishes, it's also key to stick with the approved Carb Cycle solution foods. If you deviate from the list, count non-approval items as cheat foods and eat them only once every other day on your high carb days, or as much as you want on your free day. Here's how to combine healthy portions of healthy ingredients into a healthy meal. That's your high carb, and that is your low carb ideas. So that is, you want the fat here, flavorings, mostly vegetables and protein. And then here is the carbs. So you're going to exchange the fat for the carbs. And then it has all kinds of recipes. I mean, a whole section of recipes in here, pages of them. Here is an example of the times. He gives an example time. So 6 o'clock, wake up, 30 minutes of, within 30 minutes of waking is when you want to eat your high carb, or whatever day it lands on, eat your meal. With this, it's breakfast is always high carb. So you don't have to worry about figuring out breakfast. It's always going to be high carb. 9 is low carb, high carb, low carb, high carb. So 9 o'clock is your first snack type thing. 12 p.m. is lunch, 3 p.m. is another snack, and 6 p.m., which is actually 5 p.m. for me, is your dinner. So that's how he does that. The clock starts as soon as you wake up, and each meal should be spaced approximately 3 hours apart. Now you may out this, we didn't stick to this exactly because we really couldn't with Corey working, and I had 2 babies at the time that I was watching all the time, and there's sometimes when I couldn't follow this. It still works. It still works. Just try and get your meals in, all 5 of them if you're able to. So it's really simple, you guys. Let me flip you back up here, because that's all I needed to show you in the book. So as you can see, it's pretty simple to follow, and he may even have more things now on his website that you can follow for Carb Cycling, or maybe changes, because like I said, this book is very old, so there may be some other new things that they found. He works with his wife. I always loved him in the way he does things. What I went ahead and did is picked my favorite meals and food ideas, and I printed them off from the book, and I just stapled them all together, and this I carry with me if I have to go somewhere, or I have it in the kitchen to follow the meal plan. We made the veggie turkey, what was it? Hold on. I'm looking. The turkey veggie medley, and it was actually very good. Now I did switch it up a little bit, and I added some onions, which are definitely carby, but I think they're a healthy, the onions are on the list of approved foods. With vegetables, I'm not going to get all crazy about how many carbs they have, because they are a good carb. Vegetables are a good carb, and fruits are good carbs. So I'm not going to really go crazy if I want to add onions to my meals, which really helps flavor up the meals for us. We love our onions. I'm going to add the onions. It's super easy to follow. The meals are really simple to make, and it tells you exactly how to make them and everything. So it's actually a pretty good idea. And with this, like he said, you can switch these up, and instead of using steak, because we don't have steak, I would use like maybe hamburger or even chicken. Just change things up the way it works for you, and I will definitely bring you along and show you how I make all these meals. And I'm just gonna, if I don't have the item, I'm gonna switch it out and do something a little different, but just try and follow the key, follow what he says on here and exchange it for something else that is allowed in that food group. And then go from there. I'm really excited to get started on this. I hope this helped you guys a little bit if you're interested in trying it out. If you have any questions at all, put them down below in the description box. I'll try to do my best in answering them. I will try and find the answer in the book, which is the Choose to Lose by Chris Powell. I'm not sure if this is available yet. If it is, it would probably be on Amazon, I'm guessing. You could probably check there, or I will try and look it up and I will put it down below if you're interested in purchasing this. I'm not, like I said, I'm not positive it's on Amazon anymore because it is an old book. So this book was back from 2012. So that's quite a ways, that was quite a while ago. So it's older, it's an older book, but it works, it does work. Even switching some of these things up, it works really great. So yeah, that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks so much for watching, and we will see you on my next video, which will probably be my what I ate for today, because today is Saturday, weigh-in day actually, and I am also doing a what I ate. So we will work on that next. So hopefully you will see that coming up soon. And I have a couple cook with me's that I'm working on, and hopefully you'll see those soon as well. Bye guys.